Okay, good morning. Welcome to Poetry. This is the first time that I've had to oversee a poetry online class for second semester, but it works the same as a lot of my other classes, my French classes like this, where there are lots of activities, but not everything counts for a grade. So the first thing I want you to do is to look at the overview tab, and you can see the pace date. And I always tell kids to follow this because this keeps you on track, which is what we want, is for you to be on track. You're free to work ahead. That's fine. You can work ahead. Sometimes there are things about a course that I'll change or edit as we go, and I'm not always ahead of you, but it's okay to work ahead. There's no problem with that. You just can't work behind schedule. You have to be on track. So for example, you should see an overview page like this, and some of you might have different times listed depending on when you were signed up for this class. I saw one kid that didn't start this until the 13th, and I don't know why. There's a lag in their pace date. But most of you have a schedule that looks like this. In the first week, January 6th, 7th, and 8th of this week, you're working through lessons 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing is you want to look at your pace date to see what you should have done this week. And then the second thing you should look at is grade weight. So in this course, there are lots of activities and lessons, but there aren't necessarily a lot of grades. So all of these things that you're looking at for lessons 1, 2, and 3 are just to prep you for a grade that's going to happen later. So when we look at those activities, so defining vocabulary words, there are read-its, there are show-its, and then there's an answer key. So some of you are asking me, like, where do I turn this in? There's a rubric, but I don't see where to submit it. And that's normal. If you haven't done this kind of course before, I don't really collect it. You just have to check your answers in the answer key. That's what this AK is, the answer key. So I would strongly encourage you to take a lot of time on the read-its. If you understand everything, you can click through the show-its. You can try it if you want to, see if you get it right. But there's no grade for the show-its, except that stuff will still appear on your tests or quizzes. So you still want to kind of review it, but the read-its are usually where the money is. Like, that's what you have to know and the material that you're going to need. So I would make sure that you spend time on those. Also, when you're finished, all of these should have a little check mark or a grade. And in order for her to close out, for Mrs. Shaw to close out the class and do the grade, everything needs to have a check mark. So when you click on it and you look at it, when you go away or reset your browser, it should come back as a check mark. And everything should be checked off and completed at the end of the course. Okay, so if we go to lesson 1 and we look at the read it, we're just going to preview it real quick just so you can see what it looks like. So you're going to have your objective is going to be listed. Let me close this window behind it. Your objective is going to be listed. You have an intro, vocab, and basically you're going to go through and just read about vocabulary strategies, word parts, prefixes, suffixes, journals, how to define vocabulary words. So you're going to read all of this. That's the read it. Once you've done everything in the read it, sometimes it'll have things for you to submit. Did you notice that there's something there for you to submit? And then when you go to the next thing, it's a show it. And so here you're supposed to, try to choose at least 5 words from the following list, use an online print dictionary, define each word. So I would familiarize yourself with these, but there's an answer key on the next page, and you can check and just study these. So don't stress out about it. A lot of these things are just practice, especially through the first few lessons. And then when there is a grade, it's usually a big grade. So you just want to make sure that you're prepping and following along, staying on time, and then, preparing through these read-its and other activities to take the quiz or the test that's coming. All right, I hope this helps you. If you have questions, feel free to contact me and let me know. All right.